Good evening, I'm Keisha Butts with the CTV News Update. Police are investigating a fatal car crash in Capitol Heights. It happened this morning in the 6600 block of Cecilbed Drive. Authorities have released few details, but the incident involved one vehicle and occurred in a residential neighborhood a few blocks from Central High School. Resident Terry Harrison heard the crash and called 911.
I was getting ready for work and all of a sudden I heard this loud boom and I thought it was maybe two cars collide. And when I looked out my front window this morning, I saw the car up against the tree. So immediately I called 911 and the operator was like, go perform CPR. So I ran to the car and the gentleman was laid across the passenger seat. So I was, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And I touched his pulse. I didn't feel anything. And I'm like, he's gone. And so it started compressing. And by then, officers arrived on the scene. And everything just happened so fast within like 5 minutes.
The fatal crash occurred around 9:30. It's day 3 of confirmation hearings for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Judge Brown Jackson took another round of questions from the Senate Judiciary Committee today. Brown Jackson says being a Supreme Court nominee shows how much progress America has made since the Civil Rights Movement. If confirmed, she would be the first Black woman to serve on the High Court and only the third African American. Brown Jackson spoke about how her brother's military service after September 11th impacted her as a lawyer.
And so I joined with many lawyers during that time who were helping the courts figure out the limits of executive authority, consistent with what the framers have told us is important, the limitations on government. I worked to protect our country. My brother worked on the front lines, and it was all because public service is important to us.
The confirmation hearings will continue tomorrow. Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The state health department has identified 246 new cases. The positivity rate in Prince George's County is at 1.13%. 8 people have died of COVID since the last numbers were released. 167 people remain hospitalized. That's down 8 from yesterday. Meantime, a Montgomery County oral surgeon has been arrested in the connection with the death of his live-in girlfriend. 48-year-old James Ryan faces second-degree murder and drug charges. The victim is 25-year-old Sarah Harris, who Ryan had hired to work in his dental practice before the two started dating in 2021. Investigators say she later moved into his Clarksburg home, where investigators say he supplied her with drugs, including the powerful sedative ketamine. Harris died of a fatal overdose at the end of January. Investigators say some of the evidence includes text messages.
In these communications, both Harris and Dr. Ryan have frank and explicit conversations which depict Harris asking Dr. Ryan to obtain and/or procure different drugs from the practice. Dr. Ryan repeatedly tells Harris that he is bringing her drugs, instructs her how to use the drugs, and where she can find drugs in their residence.
Ryan faces 10 charges in all. He could spend up to 78 years behind bars. You're watching CTV News. I'm Keisha Butts. Coming up, celebrating women police officers in Seat Pleasant. Stay tuned.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. County police have charged a Landover man in the January shooting death of a Beltsville resident. The suspect is 31-year-old Marcus Mitchell. Police say he shot an acquaintance, Kenneth Riddicks, during a dispute on January 28th. Days later, on February 5th, Mitchell was accused of killing 29-year-old Remy Howell in a domestic dispute. A new poll shows a four-way battle among Democrats vying for the state's top job. Leading the pack is Comptroller Peter Franchot with 23%. The gubernatorial poll was commissioned by Rashawn Baker's campaign. It has the former Prince George's County executive in second place with 15%. The poll was based on 807 live phone interviews between March 8th through the 14th. The survey was taken shortly after Prince George's County executive Angela Ossobrooks announced her endorsement of Wes Moore. Former U.S. Labor Secretary Tom Perez came in third place with 11%. Wes Moore had 10%. Governor Larry Hogan endorses a candidate looking to be the state's next top leader. Republican candidate Kelly Schultz received Hogan's official backing yesterday. Schultz is running against three other Republicans in the gubernatorial primary. Schultz headed the state labor and commerce departments under Hogan. Maryland voters head to the polls for the primary election on July 19th. The Seat Pleasant Police Department makes strides to diversify. For the first time in department history, Seat Pleasant has 4 female police officers. They include Sergeant Leela Singleton, Officer Andrea Durant-Smith, Recruit Jasmine Chase, and Recruit Edwin Toussaint. Police Chief Devin Martin says he's committed to a 30 by 30 initiative to increase the number of female officers.
The city of Seat Pleasant, our community is here, a little over 50% women here in our community as well, 85% African American and based. And so it's great to have a department that's reflective of the community. And we've learned that the best ways to police are ways that our community has identity in policing as well.
I think my experience, my years of experience has prepared me for this position. I was an acting sergeant at my previous employer, and I was acting for a year. I think with my years of experience, my tenure there, that it helped me grow to where I can comfortably say that I'll be good leadership for not just the female officers, but for the new male officers that come in as well.
The Seat Pleasant Police Department has a total of 32 officers. And still ahead on CTV News tonight, a story of generosity in Bowie. Stay with us.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Thank you for staying with us. A District Heights man faces first-degree murder charges in connection with the shooting death of a D.C. man. This is the suspect, 20-year-old Charlie Stevenson of District Heights. Investigators say he shot and killed 34-year-old Anthony Forrest during an argument on October 22nd last year. The incident happened on the 1900 block of Bellhaven Drive in Landover. Stevenson is being held on a no-bond status. The pandemic has taken a toll on education. This, according to the Maryland State Department of Education. The results of the kindergarten readiness assessment for the current school year reveals lower demonstrated readiness scores in all 24 school districts from the previous school year. The report says the findings highlight the stark and unacceptable achievement gap that was worsened by the pandemic. Also, pre-K enrollment declined by 25% last year. The assessment found that 33% of Black kindergarteners demonstrated readiness compared with 54% of their white counterparts. What began as one woman's mission to donate coats to needy children has turned into a full-fledged effort to clothe them. And in the process, she's taken on a superhero persona. Patricia Vallone has more on the woman known as Captain Underpants.
Ask any young child who this character is, and chances are they'll know. Now, superhero Captain Underpants has a new persona. Meet Nancy Freeman.
They call me Captain Underpants, and that's a title that I wear proudly. It's been an easy and fun kind of a way to help the community, and the schools really need the underpants.
The Bowie resident has participated in numerous charities over the years. Residents leave their donations in these containers outside of her doorstep. She started with a few coats, but her organization has grown by leaps and bounds.
When I dropped off these beautiful winter coats, the school nurse said, "You don't have any underpants, do you?" And she said, "The little ones, because the elementary schools have pre-K and kindergarten kids, have accidents."
And what started out as a simple donation of underpants to a local school has now blossomed into this.
Next time I went to the store, I picked up a couple packages and I took them to the second school and I delivered the winter coats. And then I said, "You can't by any chance use these underpants, can you?" And they were almost as excited about the underpants as they were about the coats. So that set off a bell in my head that I was going to have to do an underpants drive.
There he goes in his dashing cape. Here he comes in his tidy whities.
While the real Captain Underpants rarely needs help in his escapades, Prince George's pseudo Captain Underpants says she'll take all the help she can get.
Little girls' underpants come in packages of 10 and 14, and little boys' underpants come in packages of 5 and 7. So I put the word out that we needed more underpants for little boys, and lo and behold, my bin filled up, and as of today, I have 1,042 pairs of underpants, and it's almost evenly distributed between the boys and the girls.
From Bowie, Patricia Vallone, CTV News.
If you'd like to assist in the Captain Underpants project, log on to communityhelpers.org. Sports news, a new era begins for the Maryland men's basketball program after 10 years under Mark Turgeon and a brief time with Danny Manning. The Terps have a new head coach. He's 46-year-old Kevin Willard, formerly of Seton Hall. The formal announcement was made yesterday.
It is my great privilege and honor to officially announce Kevin Willard as the new head coach for Maryland men's basketball. Kevin?
In 1999, I was working for the Boston Celtics. I wasn't really an assistant coach. I was more of a video guy, advanced scout. I turn on the TV, and there's Joe Smith and Stevie Francis, and they're running up and down the court, and they're throwing alley-oops, and they're dunking, and they're playing, and there's Coach Williams. He's going up and down the sideline. He's sweating. He's got the tail thing going. I loved it. And I remember watching Maryland basketball. And I remember thinking to myself, I want to play for that man. I want to play at that school because they had such swagger. They had such confidence. We are going to have fun. We are going to bring the swag back to Maryland basketball, and we are going to win at a high level. And I promise you that. Thank you for this opportunity. I will not let you down. Go Terps.
Willard had a 225 and 161 one-loss record at Seton Hall. The teams made the NCAA tournament 5 of the last 6 years. Well, let's get a quick check on our weather forecast tonight. Rain with lows around 55 degrees. Thursday, showers likely, highs near 70. Friday, mostly sunny skies, highs approaching 62. Saturday, sunny with a chance of showers, highs around 56. And that's your CTV News update. I'm Keisha Butts. Have a good night.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.